Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Finding Your Voice, a place where you can go to hear some nuggets, some insight, to receive some wisdom from some of the folks who've already traveled where you're trying to travel, or even help you to get off the ledge where you're just sitting and frustrated and unsure of whether or not you should continue. Well, let me tell you, you're not going to stay there long because today I have the right guest for you. So let me introduce you to her. Her name is Angela Anderson, and she's a marketing, literary, and editorial services professional who still gets excited when visiting the library, bookstore, literary event, or even when she purchases a new book. I know that personally she is that way. She is an avid reader with a deep passion for all things literary, marketing, and event planning. She enjoys speaking and teaching others about the power of word. I was a student of hers very early on, so true. Positive affirmation and believing in themselves. That is true as well. Always have been a positive powerhouse to me. And so recently she released her new book, The Power of I Am, 21 Days of Affirming You. You've got to get your copy, everybody, and she'll talk more about it. And we'll show you how to stay connected with her towards the end. But let me turn it over to Angela Anderson now.
Oh my goodness, Dr. Velma, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, my friend. I am super excited. You know, that's one of my words that I like to use, super excited. But it's just an honor to be able to be on your show on today. So thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here, Angela. I know many who hear you are going to benefit from your wisdom and your experience because you've been on this road a long time, not only as a reader, but like you said, you love and enjoy everything literary. So it's been your wheelhouse for a long time. So I just want to begin with a question, and you can frame this question and reframe it any way it fits you. But The question I want to ask is, so many people on their journey don't know what to do when they hit those bumps. Not everything you've done, as successful as you are right now, has been a smooth road for you. There were potholes, sometimes there were stop signs, and sometimes there were detours. And so what do you say to that person who, whether they're hitting the obstacles in the beginning, like I was experiencing in my very beginning, or hitting the struggles and obstacles after they've been successful and now they're in this place where they're not unsure if they should continue? What would you say to them based on your own journey?
Wow, Dr. Velma, that is a great question. And it's a great way to start our interview because, again, throughout life, there are always things that will come up, as we shall say, or the new thing or the new way that people say it now, life be lifing.
Yes.
But one of the things that we have to do as individuals is to take a moment. Sometimes you may even have to pause, take a moment, pause, breathe, take it all in. And I'm sure, Dr. Velma, on your journey throughout things, you've also heard about failing forward. So sometimes things may fail or things may come to a stop. But if you allow those things to kind of, take a moment, take them in, and then move forward. And the time that you are using to take that moment, you are actually breathing, you're actually clearing your mind so you can kind of find out, okay, what way do I need to go next? Okay, if this thing that has happened have put you at a crossroad, or if this thing that has happened that have caused you to have to take a pause, now take that moment to take it all in. What can I learn from this situation that's going on right now? I'm in this standstill, but what can I take from it in a positive aspect? What can I learn from it? How can I grow from it? And then like I said earlier, kind of fail forward. So don't look at it as failure, but look at it as, okay, I'm going to learn throughout this particular situation. And I hope that answered your question. And even in doing that, Dr. Velma, one of the most important things is your mindset. Like, what is going on in your mind? What are you thinking about during these particular situations? Because in anything that we go through or that we may be going through, whether it's in business, whether it's in your personal life, even if it's in our relationship with our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, or what have you, even in those particular situations, it's so important for us to have a positive mindset,
Yes.
to know that, you know what, I will get through this. I will overcome this,
Yes.
or what have you. And that is one of the things that has helped me down through the years. I feel like old school when I say down through the years,
Yeah.
again, but it's to keep that positive mindset. And not only that, having the word of God like down in my heart, down in my thoughts. And that also kind of goes to, to the book that I just written, The Power of I Am, 21 Days of Affirming You.
Yep.
But again, having something that you could go to. I recently was speaking, Dr. Velma, and I think you, this was at CBLR recently, the Christian Book Lovers Retreat. And I told the individuals, I said, throughout life, throughout things you go through, Dr. Velma, you need to have a word.
Yep.
You need to have a song
Yep.
in your heart.
Yep.
And you need to have something positive that you can pull from to get you through.
That's so true. It's true. There are many times when I feel like I have too much on my mind concerning what's happening the next day. I have a go-to song. I'll start, I'm lying in the bed, in the dark, trying to wait to go back to sleep. And that song, I will start singing. I say, I'm not going to do that. Let me start singing this song.
Yes.
I will affirm that I am not going to allow myself to worry about what is going to happen on the next day. And that's why I start singing.
And Dr. Velma, I'm glad that you said that, because that kind of reminds me that, how you said that when those things come, that you just start singing. It's almost like we can also say, you know what, you got to cut it at the root. When first start, when it's first onset, cut it at the root. And our cutting it at the root is, look, bursting out in song, or as the old people say, if you can't say a word, I'll just wave my hand, or look, or we can just hum a little bit.
That's right. That's so true. That is so true. And the words in the song is, I trust in God. So in other words, it's not trusting in myself and my abilities or what is supposed to happen. I turn it all over to him. And that is so important. And that is so important. I appreciate what you said, because I knew you would know exactly what to say. And I'm glad you introduced your book as well, because that's life every day. Yeah. We don't have to just stop and say, oh, let me find an affirmation. Let me find something. If you have it already, you know exactly where you need to go, what you need to say, all of that. So I appreciate it. And I love the book, by the way. So I can't wait for us to talk about it a little more. So our next question is, what would you suggest to those who are just unsure? There may be someone on the sidelines knowing that there's something they're supposed to do and get started on, something they've been passionate about and just have not taken the steps. Sitting on the sidelines, unsure, what would you say and suggest to that person who's just unsure of their path?
Oh my goodness, Dr. Velma, I like that question too. One of the things that I can definitely say to that, because for me, and it's one of the days in the book also talks about it too, but sometimes that big old P word with a capital P, procrastination, which actually, Dr. Velma, I'm sure you're aware, it's just another form of fear. Sometimes when you get that fear, you be like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll put it off, what have you. But I will tell you to definitely take the bull by the horn and just do it. If I could borrow Nike's slogan, what have you, just do it. Even Dr. Velma, if you have to do it afraid, step out on faith and do it. And I promise you that God has your back, or what have you. If you are stepping out, especially if it's something that he has placed down in your heart, if you step out there, that old school saying, when you take one step, he'll take two. And sometimes he's just waiting on us to take the step. Right. And Dr. Velma, that actually kind of goes back into with me writing the book. Some people may not be aware, but this book was inside of me 8 years.
I know.
And it would not let me go. Like, it would just sporadically throughout, it would just come up and up and up. And I was like, you know what? I have to get this book done. There is something that people need, that I need to share with them throughout this particular book. So one I would say is, kick the procrastination out.
Goodness.
Just do it,
Yeah.
even if you have to do it afraid.
Yeah.
Definitely surround yourselves with a team of people that will support you in what it is that you are doing. All of that good stuff. Building quality relationships,
Mhm.
Dr. Velma, that is so helpful
Yes.
when it is your time to step out and do what it is that you need. But I would definitely tell them to just do it. If it is deep down burning in your heart, and if you really deeply feel that this is something that you need to get done, just do it. And Dr. Velma, start off small. I
Yeah.
think about when I first started Angela Anderson Presents, and it actually started as Angela Anderson Events, but I was like, you know what, I do more than events. So it ended up being changed to Angela Anderson Presents. But Dr. Velma, I'll tell you a little secret. I'll spill a little tea. The first small thing I did was it started with a business card.
Wow.
I was like, you know what? Let me do this business card. And then the
Wow.
business card later turned into me doing a brand photo shoot. The brand photo shoot later turned into me doing a website. And even, when people may see me now, you guys may see me doing the literary cafe, the literary tea, me doing interviews, me interviewing people. Let me tell you, there was a time, Dr. Velma, that I could speak in front of people with no problem, live, all that good stuff. But someone say, like, put a video camera or go live. Butterflies in my stomach. I mean, my hands sweating. Y'all, this is real, and think about it, now some years later, I have 3 literary shows. Well, I have 2 literary shows. 2, I co-host Fun Friday with the Fun Friday crew.
Yes. Fabulous.
I have interviewed some amazing authors. I've done in-person events. I've done workshops, all of these things. But when I think about and I look back, I was like, wow, this is the person when you would say go live or do a video or something like that. Oh my goodness, so that's even telling people to, take small steps, even if you have to do little short videos or what have you, even if you got to stumble through it, do it. I still have recorded on my phone. There was an interview that I did with someone that we recorded, and I even think about how nervous I was and stuff like that. So I would definitely tell them, Dr. Velma, to just do it.
Look, I remember in my early stages, I reached out to Angela and she provided me direction. I remember when we looked at all of my social media platforms, I think I had 53 people, 53 followers on Instagram. And she said, oh no, you have to start working to get that, to grow that. I'm saying that even if you're on the sidelines, and it doesn't matter how long you've been on the sidelines. I didn't get started in my writing until I was 65. So that was 6 years ago. I had already retired. I did it on the job. I wrote from my job. I designed programs. I developed processes, all of that. But I thought I was going to file all of that away in a box somewhere. I'm retired. Let me do something else. But that was not God's plan for me. Even though I did all of that, the literary world was different. And I needed to learn it and understand it. So whether I was writing nonfiction or fiction, I needed to understand the rules of writing each of those. And so Angela really helped me in the early stages. So when she said, surround yourself with people who can support you, I call them the wise counsel, people who can pour wisdom.
I like that.
Yes, pour wisdom. And even they will help you to vet decisions that you might be considering. And they may say, well, no, wait on that. Get this started first. Like Angela said, baby steps, put that on the burner. That's going to come eventually. And that's how Angela treated me and discussed my plan when we met in the very beginning. So what she's saying to you is absolutely truthful. So you don't have to sit on the sidelines. It doesn't matter how old you are. She said it took her 8 years to write her book. It took me 6 to write my first book because I was changing and mixing and learning. And so it's important for you. If you want it to come out, it's going to come out perfectly because the time of the release is when it's supposed to happen. But you have to take your time too. Can't blame anybody else concerning the steps, but you have to make sure that you're taking your time and understanding the steps that you need to take to move forward. Because when it happens, you want it to be wonderful. And that's what happened with Angela and her book. It was just, boom, it's here. 8 years
And
is
Dr.
expected to
Velma,
go
thank
fast.
you so much as
I
well,
know.
because if you guys have not read the book, I am so appreciative to Dr. Velma, because actually Dr. Velma was like one of my early readers. Like, she literally received the raw copy of the
Yeah,
manuscript or what have you, and she endorsed
it was
my
good.
book. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to read The Power of I Am, and to write
Look,
such a lovely endorsement of how the
we
book was, how you received the book as well.
always a supporter of yours, Angela. I really appreciate you. So now we're going to get to our last question
Okay.
and see where this takes us. So we mentioned a wise counsel, and you mentioned surrounding yourself with a group of people. Now you want to be careful of this. Some people refer to this group as the inner circle. And based on my last book that I wrote, A Book of Fools, even though it was related to scriptures related to what God describes as a fool or foolish behavior. And I wanted to people who were in the dating scene to use those scriptures as they vet people, as they decide who might be a potential mate for them. It's important. God has given us that wisdom already. You don't have to make it up. It's already there. But someone told me, your book is great for business relationships too. Do you want to go into business with a fool? Or
Oh,
someone who exhibits foolish behavior? No, you don't. So
right.
your wise counsel has to be chosen very carefully. That inner circle are the people you trust with every decision, trust with giving you wisdom, trust that what they tell you comes from a place that's not jealous, but a place of really
Mm-hmm.
wanting to support your success. So now,
Yeah.
given all of that, what kind of suggestions would you leave your audience in terms of building that inner circle, that personal tribe, or that wise counsel, so that they will always have around them someone that can help them along the way?
Mm-hmm. Dr. Velma, that you have really hit on some key things. And if you guys know anything about me, and I know that Dr. Velma knows this, one of the things that I stand on, whether I am teaching a workshop, whether I am, just pouring into other people, I share with them that the foundation is relationships. And I can even add a word to that: quality relationships. And you build on those relationships. It's almost like when you're getting to know someone. So these type of individuals that will be a part of your inner circle, or these type of individuals, as Dr. Velma has shared, that will be a part of your wise counsel team, or what have you. These are quality people that you have sincerely built a quality relationships, and the relationship is so a two-way street. I mean, there may be moments that those individuals are leaning on you for things, and then vice versa. There are times where you may be leaning on those individuals as well. And
Yeah.
a lot of times, guys, it's just a small group. I know sometimes, people feels like you need a lot, or you need to, a whole lot of people. But a lot of times, those individuals that you're getting that wise counsel for,
Yeah.
are those people that that are part of your inner circle. It's just a few. It's just a handful. And like Dr. Velma said, these are trusted individuals that they're going to tell you the truth when you need to hear it,
Yeah.
or what have you. But when they do it, they're also doing it in love, because
Mhm.
not only do they want to see you win, but they have your best interests in mind. And trust me, you will know who those individuals are. But I don't want you to think that these are just people that you just randomly select. I mean, again, it takes time to
Yeah.
cultivate those particular relationships. And I know Dr. Velma and I, we even shared, even when you're building like business relationships and
Yeah.
things of that nature, it's almost like, you hate to say it that way, it's almost like you kind of have things categorized,
Yeah.
or what
Yeah.
have you. And one of the things is, when you have these particular categories, I mean, just kind of like with your social media people, what have you, the people that we are talking about, these wise counsel individuals, these are people that sometimes it goes beyond social media. I mean,
Yeah.
you have like a
Yes.
deep down true friendship with these individuals. And I definitely want to make sure I use that word as well. So I would tell people to definitely gather those type of people to be in your inner circle. But not only that, Dr. Velma, which I know you can definitely relate to this, you also need to be a first partaker. You also need to present yourself as friendly, as well. And you go down to, like the golden rule, you treat people how you want to be treated, and things of that nature. And you show up as your authentic self, if that makes sense too. So I hope that kind of answered a question for them of how to find those individuals, and to remind them that in building these relationships or in building these types of things, whether it's with your business, whether it's in your personal life, or what have you, again, that foundation is those quality relationships.
Yep. I love the fact that you added the fact that you must be a friend first too. So it's not just you gathering people to support you. You must be a supporter yourself. You must be friendly as well. I love that.
Yes. And Dr. Velma, it goes back to that to that give and take syndrome. Like you're not just in this situation, you're not just a taker, if that makes sense. Right. You are giving and serving and pouring out of your heart as well. And then when it's your turn to receive, or what have you. So yeah.
That's true. I appreciate it. Angela, you have dropped many powerful nuggets, and I know the audience is just going to love what you've shared today. And just like I said, this time goes by so quickly. So are there any thoughts you'd like to add for the audience, as well as, again, sharing your book, how to reach you, how to stay connected with you? What would you like the audience to know?
Thank you, Dr. Velma. Again, my latest release, it is The Power of I Am, 21 Days of Affirming You. It is definitely a book of inspiration, of empowerment, and intentional living. I am so excited about this book, and for it to get into the hands of others to inspire you to show up for yourself and to be the best person that you can be. And in addition to that, just to remind you to go after your dreams, go after your goals. Again, if I can say it again, show up for yourself in the best way that you can. And please know that self-care is so real. It's so important. Take care of you. I definitely want to leave with you that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Be sure that you are filling your cup. So when you are actually outpouring, the individuals who are benefiting from your outpour, they're actually receiving the overflow.
Wow, that's powerful.
Oh, and I did tell them, Dr. Velma, I got so excited with sharing with them. They can definitely stay connected with me. My website is angelaandersonpresents.org. You can sign up for my newsletter. You can connect with me there if you want to reach out or contact me or what have you there. Of course, I'm on social media on Instagram and Facebook. I have a little TikTok as well, and my YouTube channel, Angela Anderson. So I would love to connect with you. And again, Dr. Velma, thank you so much for having me. It is an honor to be able to be on your show on today.
It was all my pleasure, Angela, so much. I value your support that you've given me over the years. I'm so excited for you on your journey. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our guest, Angela Anderson. Please make sure you follow through and connect with her. And you definitely want to get that affirmation book. It will blow your mind. You must get it. Okay. It's been wonderful. Have a wonderful afternoon.